Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Hansika. Together, we will be presenting our approach to enhancing content accessibility and engagement in a strategy tailored to resonate with Gen Z audiences.
Before we go into the specifics, understanding the core principles is essential to appreciating how our strategy aligns with HeartLed's commitment to impactful storytelling and meaningful engagement. HeartLed was founded by Mitchell Brooks with one clear goal: to share stories and messages that matter. As we made more videos, things started to get harder to manage, but it became clear that our systems weren't built to keep up. That challenge is what pushed us to think differently, to build a smarter, faster way to create and organize content.
With that in mind, we asked ourselves, if Gen Z scrolls in seconds, why are we taking hours to find clips and still not connecting? It became clear that we were to keep pace with growing content demands and truly connect with our audience. A new approach was needed. As our video library grew, finding the right clips became more and more difficult, and without a clear tagging system, even simple searches took too long. And on top of that, the content just wasn't connecting with Gen Z the way we wanted. That's when we realized we needed a solution that was faster, smarter, and truly built with our audience in mind.
Once we clearly understood the challenges, the next step was finding a way to move forwards. We needed a solution that could streamline our workflow and help us create content that truly resonates. This is where our new approach comes in. Our first approach is a folder tagging system.
Our second approach was building an AI chatbot.
Our last approach is making short form edits.
Now that we've introduced our overall approach, let's break it down further and walk through how each solution helps us solve the problems we identified. First, let's address the solutions, starting with the tagging system. This system removes the need to remember the exact file names, which saves time and reduces stress, especially when we're on tight deadlines. We organized everything into clear folders like events, interviews, or B-roll, so the team always knew where to look. On top of that, we added tags based on things like student names, emotions, key topics, or themes, which makes searching for even more things efficient. It's not about just being organized. It's about being able to quickly find the right clip to tell the right story. And the structure sets the foundation for our next solution, the AI chatbot, because without proper organization, the chatbot wouldn't be able to function the way we needed it to.
As Caleb mentioned in the earlier slide about organizing our files, that's the first step for creating an AI chatbot. And on the left, you can see what the chatbot looks like now. And in the next slide, I'll show you a screen recording of how the chatbot actually works like. But the main purpose of this chatbot is for the team to simply type, let's say, find a clip of a student talking about conference. You type that in, and the chatbot immediately pulls that clip. And the reason this works is because of natural language search, which is where you don't need to remember exact file names or folders. You just need to type what you're looking for in your own words, and the chatbot handles the rest. It's faster, easier, and gives the team more time to focus on storytelling. So here's the clip.
Who are we choosing to show up as? Are we showing up as a version of us that we want to see duplicated into the world? Or are we just kind of getting by, acting from an emotional state of hurt or envy? Are we just moving along the path because we feel like we have to? Or are we actually making conscious decisions on where we want to lead ourselves in our life? You see, as a father, I've learned in the short amount of time that I've been a father, about 3 years now, that everything that my daughter does is a representation of what me and my wife do around her and choose to allow her to be around.
So I built my app using Replit, an online IDE that lets you write, run, and host code and all in one place. For the front end, like designing part of it, I use HTML and CSS to create a clean and user-friendly interface. And for the back end, I used Python, and I downloaded Flask to help me speed up the process. And yeah.
Finally, we focus on making content that truly connects with Gen Z. Short form content is key. Teens today are drawn to videos that are quick, under a minute, fast paced, and feel real. They want content that's relatable and not overly polished. Platforms prioritize videos that grab attention within the first 3 seconds. If we don't hook viewers fast, the video gets skipped. So with HeartLed, our goal is to make content that feels fun, authentic, and inspiring, something that speaks to Gen Z in their language and keeps them engaged. By combining free AI tools like Find for voiceovers, Canva for generating royalty-free AI images, and CapCut for editing, along with high-quality B-roll provided by HeartLed, the entire creative process became far more streamlined and efficient. These resources not only saved time, but also elevated the overall quality of the work, making production feel a lot more professional. Here's an example of one of HeartLed's clips before and after editing.
We're the one that has the power to take away the power of a situation. So when you're in that classroom and someone says something ugly to you, it helps to know, and I wish I would have known this when I was in school, it helps to know that they're only saying that because of something on the inside of them, something that's going on in their life. That's the only reason people are ever negative to someone else, right? Because they have their own sort of things going on. And so with the whole saying, don't stoop down to their level, that's what that's all about. It's like when someone comes at you some sort of way sideways and you feel all this anger, you want to let them know this and that and whatever else. It's never worth it. I mean, you gotta state who you are and stand on that. But at the end of the day, if you stoop down to their level, a lot of times they're going to win because they're better at playing that level. And that's not a good level to play at anyway. That's why they're at that level. That's why that's why they're coming at you in that way. We're the one that has the power to take away the power of a situation.
Watch how HeartLed founder Mitchell flips negativity into power in just 60 seconds.
So when you're in that classroom and someone says something ugly to you, it helps to know, and I wish I would have known this when I was in school, it helps to know that they're only saying that because of something on the inside of them, something that's going on in their life. That's the only reason people are ever negative to someone else, right? Because they have their own sort of things going on. And so with the whole saying, don't stoop down to their level, that's what that's all about. It's like when someone comes at you some sort of way sideways and you feel all this anger, you want to let them know this and that and whatever else. It's never worth it. I mean, you gotta state who you are and stand on that. But at the end of the day, if you stoop down to their level, a lot of times they're going to win because they're better at playing that level. And that's not a good level to play at anyway. That's why they're at that level. That's why they're coming at you in that way.
Follow HeartLed Youth for more.
So with these solutions in place, we've created a foundation that not only addresses our challenges, but also positions HeartLed to better engage with its audience. Now, let's wrap up with the key takeaways and what this means for a future direction. The first key takeaway is that smarter tools like AI chatbots and tagging systems help streamline workflows and save valuable time. These technologies make finding and organizing content faster and less frustrating for the whole team.
The second takeaway is that efficient organization and sharing are crucial to maximize the impact of HeartLed's powerful stories. When content is easy to access and share, it reaches the right audience more quickly and effectively.
Finally, short, engaging content tailored specifically to Gen Z is essential for creating meaningful connections and expanding our reach. Gen Z responds best to authentic, fast-paced videos that capture their attention within seconds.
Thank you everyone for joining us this afternoon. Though we hit a couple roadblocks throughout the journey, throughout the internship, we would like to give a special thanks to our mentors, Mitchell and Arthur, as well as our advisor, Nicole, for guiding and encouraging us. So thank you overall.
Team. I'm so proud of you right now. I was watching Mitchell and Arthur when you played that before and after, and that made it for me. So I would love to hear from your mentors right now to hear what feedback and what questions they have for you.
Yeah, no, great job, guys. Great job. I loved every second of that. And, just to see how each one of you, I mean, we only met, a month ago now, and each one of you are all speaking up in new ways and just presenting yourself in a great way. And I'm loving to see it. As far as the work, what you guys produced here, it's great. It's nothing short of amazing what y'all put together in such a short amount of time. So it's been very fun seeing y'all go through this process and getting to know y'all individually the little bit of time that we've had. and Nicole for your assistance and everything. And the big thing too with losing half the team, losing half the team and having to figure it out as you went. That's a story in itself. So great job, guys. You should really feel good about what you've done here as a whole. That you've spent part of your summer doing something like that as well, right? So great job. I'm loving it.
All right, so I'm going to give you guys a round of applause. I was doing it during your presentation as well. I am so excited and I'm so happy and thankful for you guys because there's so much going through my mind right now. First off, I'll speak to just the transformation I see from each of you on camera here today. You guys are more confident about the project, and you should be because it's excellent. It exceeded my expectations tenfold. My expectations were high anyway since I first met all you guys that's on this call here. So if you didn't go past that and to present this in such a short time, it's awesome. So I think it's great that you can be involved with a project that's not like in your sphere, right? Like I'm a media guy. I've been doing television for a long time now. So anything media and television, that's my sphere. But you guys entered a new sphere and you guys like delivered something that you didn't even like have the words to describe a month ago, right? So congratulations on that. What I'm most excited for is that you guys have helped us to accelerate our content plans, right? By that after video, I got excited because it is a combination of AI and original video or like humans. And that excites me because I was hesitant to incorporate that into our content because as Mitchell knows, I know that everyone's going towards that route. And I know one day we'll reach a point where nothing's original, right? Computers and AI is already selling to us now. Computers and AI are taking over jobs. They're driving 18-wheeler trucks with no human driver inside the vehicle. So I just know at some point people will get tired of AI stuff. So I wanted to stay away from that, and I thought it would be cool for us to stay original people. But you guys have totally changed my mind on that. I like that it was combined with both Mitchell talking and the AI edits. We were trying to get some type of training for you guys, but we got off that call, I think 11 or 12 o'clock. I worked until 4 o'clock that day to try to gather all the content. And I went through these individual folders to try to find the best stuff because a lot of it turns into waste. So there's a lot of good things on the back end of it, but the start of that content gathering process is going to be easier too, because we were trying to insert the video with names so that we could come back and find that content later. But even that takes time. It takes about an hour to, like when we were doing our speeches, right? Going to the schools, middle schools and high schools and talking to the students with 2 different cameras, that was already, 3 hours of content of the hour-long speech, B-roll before the event, B-roll after the event, and we also did interviews with the speakers, right? So we have 3 hours of content from 2 different cameras. Just inserting that properly would take me an hour, hour and a half. But with the chat bot, we can insert the stuff and be even more organized than the old way. And this way is much faster. So as you guys can tell, I'm super excited. I appreciate all you guys. And yeah, thank you.
Great work, team. I'd love to hear from others who are with us today with any feedback or questions for our team.
Yeah, I was also impressed. I've seen a lot of impressive showcases so far, and everyone's been impressive in a different way. And one thing that really stood out, for example, was the explanation of the technical tools that you use in order to accomplish what you produced. I thought that you sounded like you knew what you were talking about, which, was really impressive to me because I am not a STEM major, even though I work for a STEM program. And so I don't know all of these things myself. So I was really impressed that you understood all these different tools to create your vision. And then also, to Mitchell and Arthur, I will say that I am personally, individually, inspired to work in education to try to make young people's lives easier in any way, right? And so what you guys are doing, it spoke to me just even before I saw the edited version. And then the edited version was a little bit more powerful in some ways. And so it was just like, I was sitting here and I was feeling inspired to go out, and I kind of wanted to run through a wall and go do something, that is going to help people. So I really enjoyed, watching this presentation. I enjoy the company, the idea behind what you guys are working on. And yes, you should be very proud of what you produced. I do have a question or two, and the first question will be, obviously, this is Work-Based Learning Alliance. So what do you one of our pillars in STEM Ready is experiential learning. So through this experience, what have you learned the most about yourself, about this industry, about being a professional? About, you can go in any direction, but what have you learned through these 4 weeks?
I think I've learned how to communicate better. I think I've learned how to work as a team and be productive, even when our schedules don't always match up. And to I think I've learned how to make ends meet through different ways.
I was gonna say the same thing as Magnus. I was gonna say communication. My communication skills, I'm more of the type of person I do things on my own. I don't really reach out to people like that. I just like doing things all by myself. So definitely communication. I remember one week we struggled with that and we kind of had to communicate on all ends. But that's probably my biggest takeaway from this internship.
Yeah, I definitely agree with my teammates Hanska and Magnus as well. While communication was definitely a key point and definitely a huge improvement, I would say that I've made. Also, perseverance, because there were several times where we'd been behind. We had the lack of teammates. We didn't know where we were. There was lack of communication, but it was just making sure that we could get together and we could accomplish what we accomplished now through means of, putting in extra time, staying up late, or shooting a bunch of texts to each other, just trying to meet together. So it's been a huge experience.
My follow-up question would be, you kind of preluded it with your perseverance comment, is what are you most proud of from this experience? What do you, because it's easy to talk about what was difficult and all that. Sometimes we don't take the time to pat ourselves on the back. So what would you pat yourself on the back for? What were you proud of?
Well, I mean, there is a lot of stuff to be proud of, the chatbot, what we've done technologically, but I'm more proud of, I guess, well, if I were to take it in a certain sense, we were a group of strangers when we started this, 4 weeks ago. We didn't know each other. We didn't know where we were getting into. The way we had transitioned into understanding the mission while building, community, building bonds, and then still finally finishing the project in time and being able to present it to you guys, I feel like that is the biggest takeaway. And that was the most important thing to me.
I would say the AI chatbot. I'm really proud of that. When I was talking about even with Nicole before, I was struggling with it. There is some technical difficulties, but somehow I searched. I was I need to get this done before this meeting. But I'm just really proud. I was able to pull it off, and the chatbot is actually working.
And I like to add in there too, real quick, she took ownership of that chatbot from day one too. We started talking about what, the whole project, everything, and Hansing is sign me up for the chatbot. I'm ready for that. And I was from day one, I knew that was her baby, if you will. So great job on that as well.
Magnus, how about you?
I'd say I'm most proud of the edits I've been making. I'm just starting to have a little bit of fun. I still have a few to make, but yeah, I'm just enjoying the process again, and I'm happy with my work so far.
I got another question. What would you either say to yourself, looking back after this experience? So if you could go back in time when you either were thinking about joining this internship program, or through the onboarding process, or what would you say to a student who might want to do this next year or during the school year? Like, what advice would you give to either yourself or to other students who could find themselves in a similar situation?
I think that I would. Oh,
Don't procrastinate,
yeah. I'm gonna
honestly.
say, yeah, like prioritize and communicate. Yeah, I think it's important to make sure that you have good communication with your team and that you prioritize the project you have.
Yeah, I would just say please talk to your teammates. Because if you don't have that consensus, if you're not constantly meeting in huddles, constantly meeting up with your teammates, checking up on progress, what needs to be done, you're not really going to accomplish that much in the short amount of time that you have. So I think definitely communication and meeting with your teammates is important.
Yeah, I agree with all of those things and can understand where each of those reflections are coming from. And I just want to say to you all that I'm wowed by what you put together. I'm feeling really proud of you, and you should be feeling really proud of yourselves. There were absolutely bumps in this road. And guess what? That's what happens in life, right? Our pathways are rarely linear. There are all kinds of twists and turns that we take. And what I hope that you all can gather from this experience is how you can talk about this in future experiences, in future interviews, on job applications, college applications, whatever, because you accomplished something big. And honestly, even from what time did we talk this morning? 9:30. From 9:30 to 2 o'clock, there were some major shifts that were made in that presentation that made a big impact. And so I just want to commend you all for staying on course. It would have been really easy to say, you know what? This sits in the too hard category. I don't think we can figure it out. I don't think we can do it. And I maybe heard some inklings of that a couple of weeks ago, but you all really rose to the occasion and you figured it out. And even when we had to have some tough conversations, you all took ownership, accountability, and you pulled together as a team. And I just want you to hear that all the people here are super impressed with you and really proud of you for doing that, because that takes grit and dedication. And that's something that not everyone has. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We're super proud of you. Thank you to the HeartLed team. We appreciate your mentorship over the last month. Thank you so much to the STEM Ready team again for your support and connecting us with these great students. Team, congrats. I know you have a couple things to finish up, but I hope you get some good sleep tonight. I know last night was a late one, so congrats yet again, and just know we're wishing you all the best.